Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm glad to be back. Last week here in the U.S. we celebrated Memorial Day, which is the unofficial start to summer. That's not its real meaning, but it's to honor those who lost their lives defending our country. But for a lot of people, it's the unofficial start of summer. And I know I, for one, am glad to have summer here. I'm not a winter person, and I know I should live someplace else other than Michigan, but this is where I'm at, so I have to deal with it. Anyway, I'm so glad to be back with you tonight. Little housekeeping first, please. If you like my video, please share my video, comment down in the comments shared, and then your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I work on tonight. Last time we were together, I made this gorgeous card. No sentiment on the front, but it's perfect for a variety of occasions. Thinking of you, happy birthday, hope you're feeling better soon. So sometimes I think we're quick to put a sentiment on the front, but don't always need to do that. So this card's going to go out to Natalie Robinson. Her name was randomly drawn. So Natalie, I'll get that out to you within the next couple of days. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and then click the little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. I wanted to share with you too that Stampin' Up! Has a new promotion starting, I think it's the 5th of June. I will have to get all the details. I came on and I had meant to get those and I forgot to. But it starts June 5th. And you know how when you Stampin' Up! Bundles, a stamp set and dies or punch together, and you can purchase that for 10% off? Well, starting June 5th and running through the end of the month, I believe, you actually can get those for 20% off. So what a great deal. It's a good time to save some extra money and stock up on those bundles that you know you want. When I change the view down to my hands, you'll see my host code, and you can use that and my website, and you'll be able to use that till the end of the month. And I think that's it for right now. Tonight I have a fun fold to show you using one of those new bundles from the catalog. So I'm going to change the view and we're going to get started. Oh, and I want to warn you too, my allergies are acting up, so if I have to stop and sneeze or something, please forgive me in advance. Okay, I love this bundle. It's in the new catalog. It's called Friends for Life. So versatile. I love all the font in it. I love the coordinating dies. We're going to be using these words tonight for the dies. Just a great one to have for so many occasions. And you can build your phrase. You can say best friend, best wishes, thinking of you, thank you for being a friend, love you, miss you. Just so many things you can use it for. So this is what we will be using tonight. We will also be using paper that goes with that suite of products. It's called the Full of Life paper. It's a 6x6 stack. And look at the vibrant colors in this. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So we are going to be using this. As long as we're talking about the products we're using, let me go ahead and show you the rest of everything so you'll know. I'm also using adhesive sheet. If you're not familiar with our adhesive sheets, each pack you get 12 6x12 sheets, and essentially this can make a die cut into a sticker, so it's easy for adhering. You can just you cut it to size. You can peel this off, put this on the back of your cardstock, run it through the die cut, and then it makes adhering little small dies. And little small cutouts, super easy. And we will also be using, this is the Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer specialty paper. This is an online exclusive, but we're using the white in tonight's products or projects. I wanted to show you that too. So it's not in the you're not going to find it in the catalog. You'll have to go online to use that or to find that. Let's see, that number for that product is 163769. 163769. But if you type in that name that I told you, the Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer specialty paper, you should be able to find it. So here is tonight's project. I have this great, I'm going to show you how to do this fun Z-fold card. Stands up very easily, lends itself to so many different card types. So something you definitely want to keep in your bag of tricks, so to speak. Your card making bag of tricks. So, okay, there's this. Actually, I think I'm going to put that right there. That'll work. And we'll be pulling that out. First thing we're going to have to do is cut our designer series paper. Or our cardstock. But first, here's my Stampin' Up! Website where you can order from me. Here's the host code. Please use that when you're placing an order during the month of June. Okay. But like I said, you're going to want this bundle. It is great for all occasions. So we are using Blueberry Bushel cardstock. And this piece is 8.5 by 6 3/4. We're going to do some scoring first. I'm going to move my blade out of the way. I want to make sure I'm on the right side. Yes, this is the 8.5-inch side. So we are going to score this at 2 1/8. So there's a half, there's a quarter, there's an eighth. And then 4 1/4. Okay, then we're going to turn this, and on the shorter side, the 6 3/4-inch side, we are going to cut off 1 1/4. I'm just double checking my measurements so I don't mix it up. Now we'll bring that blade in. Okay. Let me fold up the trimmer. We'll need it in a second, but we'll bring it back. Okay. And now we have the pieces for the base of our card. I'm going to start out by folding and burnishing the side. I had initially written down the wrong measurements and I had this wrong, so I had to, that's why I'm being very careful with my measurements. Okay, and so this is going to fold like this and like this. Let me burnish these folds too. But by leaving this to get, by scoring it all at one time, it's perfect. But see, this is how it's going to go to make your card. So while you're cutting the bottom 1 1/4 off, you're flipping it around to get your base. There you go. So it's going to go like that. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do next? I think what we'll do is we'll do the white panel and we'll stamp first. Okay, so let me get, where's my white panel? This is just basic white. And this piece is, hold on, let me look at my 5 1/4 by 4. The ink the inks I'm using on this are Lemon Lime Twist and Azure Afternoon. Okay, so let me put the lemon lime out of the way. We are going to use this one here. You can see this is going to go in. I'm going to stamp my words way up in this corner so that it can still be seen when the card is closed. But then you'll open up, you can see it, and this could be where you can write your message. Or if you want, you could put an extra panel on the back, and if you need more room to write. So I'm going to put this way up here in the, pardon me, my head in the way here, but I'm trying to see to make sure I get it right where I want it, in this top corner. There we go. Sorry about my head. I like that we can see through our stamp. That's nice. Okay. Through our blocks and stuff, but sometimes you got to be right on top of it to make sure you get your placement right. And then we're going to put wishes in, and again, this is lemon lime twist, and I'm going to put it so that top part of that H is kind of between. I'm going to kind of nestle it in there between the E and the S. So, and I'll tell you, I had to play with some color combinations for these words before I came up with what I ended up using for this, before I came up with these two colors. So that's all the stamping for this card. That's really easy. But you'll see why we have to do this before we assemble the rest of the card, because it needs to go in here, and then this gets glued on top. So let me put this in. Let's put this in here. Let's get this. I just want to make sure. Okay. There we go. Perfect. That's nice. Okay. Now we have this. Remember I said this was going to go like this. So we're going to start out with this piece, and we are going to attach it on the bottom here. Line these two corners up and put it right on top. Right like that. So, and then we are going to do the same. We want to put glue on here, but we want to make sure we don't put any kind of adhesive way down here, just up on this end. So what I'm going to do so that I don't mess up, I know that I can get 2 rows of adhesive next to each other to make sure it sticks well and not have too much. So there we are. And there we go. There's the basis for your card. The bones are done. Now we have to just make it pretty. Okay, so now I picked this piece of designer series paper out of that pack that I showed you. Put that out of the way. And we are going to cut this up. Now you need to use caution when if your paper has a direction or a pattern, because this side doesn't. It could go either way, but this side does. And I wanted to see all of my colors, so I had to make sure that I cut going the correct way, okay? So the first thing we have to do, let me get that out of the way, is we are cutting this designer series paper. We are cutting off, hold on, how much are we cutting off? Hold on, I gotta look at my directions here and make sure. This is going to be 5 1/4 inches long, okay? Except that's not the end I want to cut off. I decided I wanted to cut off the purple. 5 1/4. Okay. And you can maybe find something to use that for. Okay, now we are going to cut 1 7/8. So 1, there's a 1/2, 3/4, 1 7/8. Am I right? Yep. We're gonna do another one at 1 7/8. There's a half, 3/4, and 7/8. Little tip, if you're doing a lot of cutting at the same width, put a little piece of washi tape there so you don't have to keep finding where you're gonna cut at, okay? Now we're gonna cut this up. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make it 1 7/8 because that's the width we need. But I'm gonna wait to cut up the bottom pieces until we get these on our card. And you'll see why in a minute. So I'm gonna set one to the side. It's where this little bit of pattern comes in. Okay, so this one we're gonna do first. This is the front of the card. I'm going to put this on the front. It's going to go right over this, the Z part that we glued on. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to put the inside piece in. I want the yellow at the top. I want to make sure I put the adhesive on this side. You know, sometimes you got to think, how many times have you intended to use one side and you put the adhesive on the wrong side? Okay, so this one is going to go underneath this strip that we have added, okay? So I am going to make sure it is straight on these three sides. I want to make sure it's level with these, pretty level with those. Looks like I'm good. Okay, and there we are. We're almost there. Now we just have to do this piece. Okay, so you can see what I did. This piece here, I took off of the bottom of this strip so that it would mimic this pattern. Had I taken something else, it would have looked, I thought it would have looked weird. So I kind of, when I was putting this card together, I had to kind of think through this. So I am going to cut off this piece here, these next pieces. Now these are going to be, these again are 1 7/8 inch wide, and they are going to be by 1 inch. Okay, these are only going to be an inch wide. So, and then on this side, really you could do whatever you wanted to, and I just went with the yellow because there's blue and there's green up here, you know, when this shows. So I just wanted to put a different color in. So I'm going to flip this around and use this for that piece. And then the circles, it really doesn't matter much. I'm just going to use one of these. Then you've got this little piece left. So okay, now we are done cutting. So we are going to put this in here. So see, it sort of just continues the color gradient, and I think it looks nice. If your pattern is a repeating pattern that doesn't have a direction like that, then it's a non-issue for you. That. Put this one in. Right here. And these circles. Okay, that part's all done. Look at that. Now all we have to do is put friend on it and our embellishments, okay? So, like I said, this is a piece of that glimmer paper I showed you. This is 2 by 3 1/2, okay? Oh, let me get my trimmer out, or my mini cut and emboss machine. Now I have put adhesive sheet on the back of this, and you can see I can peel it back, and it'll make it into a sticker. After I die cut the word out. So hopefully we get this cut through okay. Sometimes when you add that adhesive sheet, you have to kind of, I usually on my big machine, I'll run it through one way and then I'll turn it 90 degrees and run it the other way. But oh, actually, you know what? It might fit. It's just so that the rollers hit it in a different spot. And gosh, I love the glimmer on that paper. Okay, so we're gonna put this through. And then, like I said, I'm going, before I take it off, I'm gonna put it the other way just to make sure I can get it out. Okay, that looks like that's cut through pretty well. And this is a piece of blueberry bushel that's 2.5 by 3.5. We're going to use that to cut that background for the friend out of. This is just one layer, so we don't need to run it through twice. Oops, okay. Get this out of the way. Oh, you know what? That special I told you about at the beginning of the video? I think that there's also a discount on the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines too. I want to, but I'm sorry I don't have all the details right in front of me. That was bad on my part. So I'm going to put this back on my card. Okay, so this is the base that we're going to put this on. Let me get my U-Pick tool because I think I'm going to need that. Okay, so I didn't take this off of here because the one thing with this you need to make sure you keep is the little dot above the I, okay? The letter I. So I'm going to poke out all the other holes first. Get these out of the way here. Then I'm going to poke out this little, there's the dot for the I, the letter I, so I'm going to put that there. Hopefully I won't lose it. Oh, it wouldn't have been the first time I have to cut out a new dot over my eye. And I'm using the release holes to release the die cut from the die. Let's see here, and there we go. And there we are. So I'm going to put this on here. Look at that, isn't that cool? Okay, so now, because I put adhesive sheet on the back, this is like a sticker. So I can pull this backing off and adhere it right on my blueberry bushel cardstock. Look at this. Okay. Then just kind of lay it down and start putting it in place. Just like that. Just take your time. It is possible to kind of get stuff positioned in the wrong place, but if you let the die cut kind of guide you, it works. Now I want to see if I can move this over just a little bit because my head a little bit too far over on my F. There we go. That's better. Okay, now back to my eye. Let's see if we can, whoops, you know what, there we go. The backing's already coming off. Look at that. And that's why this U-Pick tool is so good. It picks up little pieces like that. Now, I'm not going to worry about how it's placed. That's not how it was supposed to go, but there we go. So there is our friend. Isn't that cool? I love that. And that adhesive sheet on the back makes it super easy. So we're going to go with, where's our placement, so we know where to put the glue. And I think what I'm going to do, see, I want the friend to kind of fill this out. Best wishes, friend. So I probably will just go at the put glue at the very beginning of the E. Now, you know, you could put adhesive sheet on the back of this, but it would be hard to get it placed because you don't want adhesive on this part here that's going to be over your white part of the card. So let me get my Tombow glue. Make sure it's going. Hold on here and get a piece of... Okay, it's ready to go. I always double check. So what did I say? Just to the beginning of the E. So I'm going to put a little bit here. And remember, Tombow glue, you don't need a ton of it. It is super strong. So I tend to go kind of light. And really it's like this. I've never had where I haven't put enough on, but I've certainly had where I've put too much on. So, and I just kind of want to keep my finger where my glue ends so that I don't get it where I need it, or don't need it. There we go. That looks pretty doggone good right there. Okay. Let's see. Yep, I like that. There we go. Okay, one more thing. Can you see my embellishments on here? You're like, where did those come from? Where did she get those? I don't recognize those. I can't find those in the catalog. You know what? They came off of here. I've got adhesive sheet over all of this. I just took a plain old paper punch and punched out a bunch. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. 1, 2. Oops, this one got a flat side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I got the side of that. There's 6. I'm gonna get one more. Got plenty, so that's not a problem. And you know what? I will save this since it has adhesive sheet on the back, and I may do this again. So I just have to peel the backing off. I'm using the pointy side of the U-Pick tool. Put some of these up here. Let's see, 2. But I think this is a super cool way. If you don't know, you need an embellishment, but you don't have the right color, just kind of make your own. Get some glimmer paper, put some adhesive sheet on the back. I mean, I guess you don't even have to put adhesive sheet on the back. You could just punch it out of the glimmer paper. And glue it on with Tombow or something. But there, and we had a couple on the inside. And then we will be done. So, if anybody needs any assistance in placing any orders, please let me know. That promotion doesn't start till June 5th. If you're on my email list, I'll be sending out the information on that promotion, so watch your email. If you're not on my email list, let me know. I can get you added. And we can get you a discount on a stamp and cut and emboss machine and bundle. So there we go. There we go. Hope you like this card. And you know what? What's going on here? Did I fold that the wrong way? You know what? There we go. We'll fold it that way. I had it folded the wrong way. Go figure. Whatever. It's fixed. So I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope you'll come back next Monday at 8 p.m. for Stamping with Denise. Bye now, everybody.